Hi, I have a meeting with Emery Fung. Ran. Oh yeah. This is a shared office.
How are you?
Emery, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Great.
Just give me 2 seconds and I'm just gonna get my stuff and then.
Sure.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. Here's what's great. I never looked at the photos before.
And I love that actually.
Yeah. So I'm just like, so what is this? Okay, so you're taking me on a journey. Okay. Photographed outside on with a professional photo lens, probably like a good telephoto lens. Depth of field isn't very long. Is that you?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you. Yeah. So you're basically mid. You're wearing a soccer jersey, number 25. Is that your lucky number?
No, it's not. It's not my first choice, but the numbers rang out on the team.
Okay, fair enough. You're wearing it's like a team jersey.
Yeah,
It's like navy blue with white. I love it's mid action. We're just about to kick the football, the soccer ball. Is this in Causeway Bay?
Happy Valley.
Happy Valley, very nice. Is that real grass or is that fake?
AstroTurf.
Yeah. Okay. You're obviously part of a league. What is the executive? Is that just the sponsor?
Yeah, so that's a sponsor. So I play football at the football club, which is right next door to where we are right now.
Okay.
At Happy Valley. And I mean, the reason why I had this photo is that sport is just a big part of my life.
Nice.
So I always have been. One of those kids where I played every sport available in school.
Nice.
But football was always kind of like the main one that I always kind of stuck to. I watched football. So at the moment we train twice a week and we play a game on the weekend. When I finish training or when I finish a game, go straight to my phone and check the scores on the actual, the real Premier League in the UK, and look at all sorts of news and stuff. So my lives are quite evolved around football.
I have to interrupt. Where did you grow up?
Hong Kong, but then I went to school in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah,
so where did the seed for football, aka soccer, get stuck in your head?
Interesting. Actually, a good question that you asked that, because both Hong Kong and UK reasons. So I was born here, but I left for boarding school when I was quite young. So I left when I was 9.
Holy shit. Wait.
Yep, I was 9. Yeah.
9 years old, sent to boarding school.
Yes, yeah. I mean, people from Hong Kong go to boarding school. It's quite a common thing, but not as early as 9. A lot of them go secondary school, I think, usually.
Wow.
The reason being is that my parents my dad works in civil servant, so we had subsidies to go to school in the UK, so which is why it's also quite common for people from Hong Kong who takes that subsidized fees. Yeah, so I went when I was 9. So the school holidays in the UK are much longer.
Yep.
So whenever I come back for Hong Kong for holidays or Christmas or whatever it may be, I actually had the leeway to stay up late to watch games because I wouldn't have school the next day.
Right.
And my dad works shift hours as well. So we actually used to watch a lot of games at night time. Usually I think it's either midnight or like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So like a normal kid would not have that kind of So by kind of luck or by crook that, I was able to actually catch those games. So really started off watching it with my dad. And then it just kind of, I play football the weekends and then during school and PE lessons, and then it just carried on being a thing.
Okay. So in this particular shot, I mean, I think I found you because Regina Larco, who was on the podcast, has some fantastic podcast or movement impact. And then I think you were on her, you spoke on her podcast. And then I was also looking for people who were TED speakers, right? And so that's when I reached out. So I reach out to you, maybe it's stupid, I never research my guests. Okay. Not because, maybe because I'm lazy, but also because I love the idea of...
You want it to be like more genuine and more kind of on the spot, right?
Discover, you know, it's like... So you choose this photo to play, where you play football. You're committed. You love the game. You've been playing ever since you were a kid.
Yeah.
So how far up did you get in your league playing?
Football, I was never really got that far because the school I went to, funnily enough, did not offer football.
Yeah, playing the school side.
So what I played instead was actually hockey. So field hockey was also, I don't know how much you know about sport, but field hockey and football, the principles of how the game is played is very similar. How the formations and kind of just the general kind of ideas very, very similar. So when I first went to the UK, hockey is a very big sport in the UK, school-wise as well. So at first they were like, oh, you kick a ball, so why don't you be in goal? So I got padded up.
Okay.
Being, you can see how tall I am, not the tallest person in the world. And you get padded up. Basically, I was non-existent in the massive goalie kit. And then after a while, they were like, yeah, maybe not in goal, too small. So I started playing outfield hockey, field hockey, for those who might assume hockey to be ice hockey. And I played all the way up to West of England level for hockey. But unfortunately, I couldn't carry on because all the training camps was during the summer, and now I would come back to Hong Kong for holidays. So there was always, it was always like a love-hate relationship where I come back to the UK and to Hong Kong. There's always good and bad for both sides. As that's hockey that I'll go be I think the highest level I did until I was about 16, 17. Then football, I would come home and play football and train with clubs and stuff. And then I was training with the Hong Kong squad when I was about 14, 17, running for like one or two summers. But again, the tournaments was during the school terms. I wouldn't be in this part of the world, so I wasn't able to attend, kind of commit fully in those schedules. Sure.
Well, we share a little bit of convergence. My dad was really big into football, into soccer. He played in Israel. He could have made it to the team. I think got an injury, so he didn't. But because I'm his son, he really kind of pushed me to it.
Well, it lives through you.
So, but I grew up in Montreal, Canada. Soccer isn't big, but I made it up pretty high. Like I was the smallest kid in my class till grade 9 or something. So I was a big player of football. So I know the game, played lots. Tried out for the provincial team, but then wouldn't go beyond that. But I also played, and I love playing hockey. Like ice hockey. So I'm Canadian. So hockey, love hockey. It's also big into sports.
Yeah. So I've always thought I want to try ice hockey, but it's just a little bit harder kind of in the UK and in Hong Kong. It's not as easy to get to. But I heard there's actually a community in Hong Kong, right, for ice hockey, for Megabox,
I will need to kind of get back into it. It's a happy place for me, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So is this it looks like a professional photo.
So, I have to say that the community in Hong Kong, I think people would not see Hong Kong as like a big sports community, right? On the face of it, right?
People don't know.
If you're not in it, you don't really know the scale. And it's not the first thing you associate Hong Kong with, but there's actually a huge community, and the photos being taken, it looks professional, is actually people who just volunteer in their spare time. They just come to our games, free of charge. They don't ask for anything. They just take photos for us, and then they upload it to like a drive. Cool. That's cool. They have their own Instagram. So like it's like a really nice community where people just kind of show up.
It's a great shot.
Do their own thing, and I have to say that's the only one photo that actually my face is actually like normal looking. The other ones are like your eyes are like half blinking or something.
Yeah. No, for sure. In that kind of photography though, because I've done a bunch of photography, you have to shoot a lot because you just need tons and tons of shots, and you finally get the one where the person's expression isn't weird. So that's great. Emery Fung. Let's move on to the next photo. So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting